it's not going to look maybe as wow, and you may have your questions based on how he got protected at Colorado. But when you just look at what's required to play the quarterback position, he does it at a high level. He's accurate, he makes good decisions, and he throws the football on time. Last time I checked, that's what you need to be a high-level quarterback in this league.
You might have missed Ronnie Stanley talking about his new deal to stay in Baltimore on Monday. Take a listen.
My decision to come back, I think the players for sure had the biggest role to do in that. The locker room and the type of players that we have, including Lamar. We've broken so many records last however many years. I don't think we really care about it, to be honest, especially the guys that have been here. I think the only thing we really care about is winning a Super Bowl. So, yeah, all that other stuff for sure is nice and all, but, yeah, definitely unfinished business. I don't think anyone's really happy.
Louis, how important was the move to keep Stanley in Baltimore?
It's huge, Laura. I mean, look, as far as among offensive tackles, Ronnie Stanley's in the top 10, top 11 as far as pass block win rate. As a unit overall, they're top 3 in run block and pass block win rate as a unit, and they want to keep that together. And he mentioned it. He touched on it. They've broken so many records in terms of rushing yardage, explosive plays, offensive efficiency, and yet they still have not been able to climb the ultimate mountain, which is the Super Bowl mountain, and put one of those trophies in their trophy case, meaning this current roster. And Ronnie Stanley wants to be a part of that, and he is a big part of that, and he's a crucial part of it. And it's cool to see a guy go ahead and stay where he was drafted and want to finish business, you know, the way that he sees them being capable of finishing business. I think that's really cool.
On Tuesday, we heard from Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, fresh off their new deals in Cincinnati. Here's what they said.
I want to win a championship, and I feel like we can definitely win it here. So the money thing is not really the big factor. It's just really being here with the guys and for another 4 years and just trying to win that championship.
I like Cincinnati because it gives me the opportunity to come here and focus. You know, I'm not distracted out here. It's not too many things to get me, off pace out here, and it's strictly what I'm focused on. That's really tunnel vision for me to play football. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the food's not the best. We could work on that, but I'm from New Orleans. I'm not used to the food yet.
All right, so Jamar's not a Skyline Chili fan, apparently. All right, with the wideout contracts done, all eyes turn to Trey Hendrickson and his future in Cincinnati. Jeremy, where do things stand there now?
Yeah, Laura, so Trey Hendrickson's agent and the Bengals have remained in contact really over the last week, reigniting talks to try to find a long-term deal that has been elusive over recent weeks. Because of the explosion of the pass rush market, the Bengals have made offers, just not commensurate with his skill set and with the way this money's gone well above $30 million per year. So if Henderson can't get that deal from the Bengals, he still wants to be traded. There is trade interest, I'm told, but the Bengals have not shown an eagerness to want to move him. It would take a lot, probably a first-round pick, for them to move off their stance. So right now, it's a stalemate. I do know this. I've heard this from several circles that, and sometimes you hear players say, well, I'll just sit out this year and it's posturing. I actually think he would strongly consider sitting out and possibly do it if they don't get his deal done. He's due $16 million this year. That's just not quite enough compared to where he should be.
Yeah, his numbers, undeniable. So I believe that in Mel's latest mock, Matt, he had Shamar Stewart, the Texas A&M product, at 17 for the Bengals. But let's assume they try and add to the defense either way in the first round. Who's a guy you like that could be available to them at 17?
Yeah, if they can get Trey Hendrickson locked up. If they don't get that done, I think we have to look at defensive end. But assuming they're going to pay him what he's worth, I would look at the secondary. It's an area where they have thrown draft picks, guys like Dax Hill coming out of Michigan, but they don't have that playmaker in the secondary. I look at South Carolina's Nick Eamon-Warry, someone who could be off the board as early as the Miami Dolphins at pick number 13. He's 6'3", 220 pounds. He had 4 interceptions last year, 5 pass breakups. He plays like Derwin James did coming out of Florida State. He's a hitter. He can be an enforcer. And we were just talking about the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. When you have offenses like that in the division, I think you have to. How do we stop a Lamar Jackson? Well, Nick Eamon-Warry is the type of defender that can stop them. And we know what Cincinnati has on offense. They're going to score points. They did that last year. Now having someone like this on defense to where he could be that equalizer, I think is something that's very important. It's a good defensive end class. Maybe we see them go that route in round 2 or round 3, regardless of what happens with Trey Hendrickson. But I think Eamon-Warry, if he's on the board, would be that difference maker in the secondary.
Yeah, he was a personal favorite of mine toward the latter part of the season especially. But once quarterbacks and opposing SEC teams figured out that he was on the other side, they were not happy about it. All right, the Browns locking up Miles. J.C. Horn allowed a completion percentage of 51% as the nearest defender last season, according to NFL Next Gen, and the second best in the NFL among players with at least 75 targets, only behind Derek Stingley Jr. Horn played a career-high 15 games in 2024 and had 11 passes defended. He had just 5 passes defended in his first 3 seasons combined. You saw him playing to that incredible ability last season, and we are now so glad to have J.C. Horn joining the show. Thanks so much for being with us, J.C. And first, I want to start with your new contract and give you a huge congratulations. Just what did it mean to you to get that payday, but also to know how important you are to the Panthers and their vision going forward?
Yeah, it meant a lot. It meant a lot. It's a blessing. You know, something you dream of since the first time you put on a helmet and know that being in the NFL is attainable. You just want to get to that second contract, be able to take care of your family, and see all your hard work pay off. So it meant a lot just to know they believe in me as a player and stuck beside me through the injuries and stuff like that. So I just can't wait to be in Carolina in the future and just win football games.
Yeah, I know you've had a ton of reps in practice with Bryce Young as the quarterback. What have you seen change about his game and what you've noticed with him just even in practice?
Yeah, I mean, not much. You know, since Bryce came into Carolina, we seen him in practice, and we knew, you know, what we had, just his accuracy on throws, his ball placement. I feel like this year he just had a little more confidence and belief, and we seen him turn around for him on the field. So we definitely knew what we had in Bryce, and now it's just us putting it together and winning more football games. But you know, he the guy for sure.
You played against some of the best wide receivers in the league. Is there somebody that you particularly enjoy competing against, maybe trash talking a little bit with? Just give us the details there.
Yeah, man, we played a lot of top receivers this year, and they are tough covers, man. I respect all their game. I have a lot of fun playing against, you know, Mike Evans, because he's older, and, you know, he's been in the league a long time, and I've been watching him since I was young. So anytime I match up against him, it means a lot to me just because, you know, he's done so much in this league and he's a Hall of Famer. When I get a chance to share the field with him and we trash talk a little bit, you know, he might get me, I might get him. So I love matching up with him for sure.
All right, hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more of those seatbelt celebrations like what you came up with in college. How did you come up with that? What was the reasoning behind it?
Yeah, so it was me and my friend Israel Mufamu. He played in Dallas. All week we were just saying strap, 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 and then we started saying seatbelt. And we was in a walkthrough one day, and he had walked up and like did it across the chest. And then we played LSU that weekend. And the first stop I had, I pulled it out, and my trainer posted it on his Instagram story, and man, it took off from there.
I love it. I feel like it's definitely more of a defensive celebration, but like I've seen George Kittle do it. Is there anybody that you've seen do it where you're like, oh, that was great, or maybe that wasn't so great?
It looks cooler when you do it a little more subtle. But it's always funny to see, like you said, Kittle and all the offensive players, when they break up a bad pass or something from the quarterback, they'll do it. So that kind of be funny to me to see those guys doing it.
All right, but you got to be smooth with it. So that's good advice. I'm not going to try to do it, by the way.
Sure.
All right, let's talk about your dad. Let's say you versus prime Joe Horn. Who wins those one-on-ones?
Yeah, we talk about it a little bit. You know, I tell him I'll give him trouble. You know, I'm bigger than him, and I feel like I was faster than him, but I think I'll win that matchup.
Yeah, I'm going to vote for you too, but see if you can get Pops out there and get it on video. Wouldn't be fair now, but it'd be funny.
Yeah, he know better than to get out there now.
I love it. Thank you so much, J.C. Horn, for joining NFL Live. We appreciate you. And again, congratulations on the new contract. Best of luck next season.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you having me.
Và hôm nay bọn mình sẽ có tiêu đề là kỳ ọc phổi. Em nhớ hôm nay tiêu đề của mình nói là kỳ ọc sốt. Bây giờ mình bắt đầu làm nhé.
Nó từng đi được rồi, nhưng mà ta đã từng trong trong thời gian như giai đoạn như thế rồi nên là hắn đã biết.
Không biết lừa đâu mà, tức là hắn đấy là được vào một trong một cái nhóm.
Không phải.
Mà bọn nó tư vấn đó.
Từ ngày xưa, đấy là hắn ta bảo từ ngày xưa cơ, không phải là bây giờ. Từ ngày xưa, từ cái thời hắn ta đi học hay là mới đi làm ấy, thì hắn ta cũng từng biết rồi. thì hắn ta cũng học đúng không, cũng học hành đúng không, thế thì có phải không biết cướp gì đâu.
Nó đang ba nhà dân học với lại nhà nào ấy, Tây vợ hai bố là mình biết được.
Dân học là top 3 rồi.
Như top 1 đó, top 1 là cái kiểu như tắc thì tại vì nói là top 3 là điện cửa hàng điện nước cũ nên là cái đấy ai cũng biết.
T và D chứ.
Hả?
T và H đó. V và D và H đấy. Viết tắt hai tên kia.
Top 1 là gì ấy? Chị gì vợ anh gì á. Mấy tỷ đấy.
Bà cỏ anh. Dạ. Top 2 với bà cỏ anh, top 3 sinh học 2 cỏ anh hơn.
Đấy là chơi trò đấy
Là cái đồng đấy, hiểu không? Cái đồng của gì nhá, chị của Vinh Phích đây thì là cái đồng khác.
cái bọn cánh con đồng khác đây.